Everybody. Welcome to today's UBX podcast, episode 101. My name is Victor, and I'll be sharing with you guys the beginning of UBX Launchpad. So, for those of you listening live or listening to the recording, kindly join us in our social media in Telegram, where the QR code is shown in the screen. You can join us and scan for latest update information and news. So let's start with today's topic, which is the beginning of UBX Launchpad. So, as most of you have heard, what is Launchpad? All right, what is uh, GC Labs? All right, GC Capital. What is all about with this UBX Launchpad? Launchpad is basically a way, or I put it, a method, all right, where we gather, all right, new potential businesses or any potential Web2 business that they will wish to be launched or move over to Web3, right? And then they'll go through lab procedures, all right? Basically, labs is not, not the scientific lab, yeah, not the uh, formula lab, no. Lab basically, it means a place or an organization that helps to bring over or switch over to Web 2 to Web 3. So, what is so benefit of moving Web 3? First of all, then I will need to bring you back all the way to traditional finance. When we are in traditional finance, two largest or most profitable industry, it will be the banking line and also the stock exchange. Do you agree? So I always share with this. So banking, what you gotta do, basically you gotta do is exchange, all right? So you deposit, you sell your coins, all right? You deposit money, that is banking. Okay. But another part of exchanger that they actually helps business from Web 2, all right, bringing them into Web 3 by going to be listed in different exchanges or listed in exchange. Okay. So GC Lab, all right, being one of our partners, strategic partner, where they have vast experience and knowledge in Web3. And also, they do have very, very strong networking in Web3 industry, where they have the ability to help to develop or bring Web2 projects into Web3. So from there, they will be incubated or being revamped in DC Labs, and therefore bringing them over to UBX Exchange for being, all right, listed there. So what is the difference listing in traditional stock exchange and listing exchange? What are the difference, you may ask? So if today you would like to buy New York Stock Exchange, you will need to have your American bank account, you will need your brokerage, you will need etc. And if you want to you want to invest, all right, in US stocks, you need a certain brokerage that allows you to buy and sell in US stock exchange, etc. So basically, you still have to go through the banking system or going through the banking side, all right, industrial. But for as exchanger, you don't have to go through such a hassle procedure. So basically, anyone that has a wallet or any user, all right, has the user wallet in the exchanger, you can actually buy their tokens already. So being said that having their own token economics is actually having a share of the company. Okay. So being as I said, so basically Launchpad is actually helping company to launch already going for IPO, right? Initial public offering, that is for the traditional finance part. But in Web3 is IEO, right? Initial exchange offering, there where we help to get uh, early angel rounds, early collections or what, okay? So help them to develop the business. So if let's say they do this launchpad on themselves without going through any exchanger, what are the challenges? All right. So basically, the challenges is limited access of funding. All right. So they have to look for a person that they know, they share. So they pretty much very limit themselves to the person they know. Right. Right. Next is they normally favors into big players. Right. They have own their own initial um planning, having the first sip of the soup. So this having the advantage of the traditional VC players. And normally, all these ICO is ISO failures because it result in scams. They don't have proper checking, all this, etc. And all these factors leads to investors risk where you have high volatility and possess high failures, all right, because you don't have proper vetting, you do not have a professional people to screen through and etc. So this is if you participate those without Launchpad. So if Launchpad, right, how they solve this problem is that there's a strict project meeting, means that we actually go through and check whether this project is legit, all right, whether it has potential, whether it fulfills the requirement, all right, where we can help to develop further. Also, this creates an investor's protection and transparency. As we all know, we all actually have checked the token economics, the structure, whether it's stable or not, whether it have potential or not, right? There were no sudden fund disappearance. So basically, everything we can check is already on the white paper, and also fair oracle system. They do not have earlier um, giving out to who and who, between they themselves. So this is to ensure that there's no unfair allocation. So here you can see all the fair allocation, you can see clear and right in the economics. And this will be having a much more higher success rate from the Launchpad, where they have networks, being able to launch in one exchanger to another, and etc. So this is the benefits of launching in Launchpad. So how does the launcher work? So basically, any projects, all right, they come and file for their vetting, for their checking. So basically, come over the exchanger, they do checking, etc. So after checking, I think we find its potential. We will start to do token sales or allocation model. So basically, it's like pre-IPO. All right, you only can get it through initial sales. So there you can do through lottery or stacking basis. Okay, after that, they'll go for fundraising. All right, so from the coins you actually distributed. Okay, from here, investors receive the token allocation, and etc. Once token allocation is done, okay, after a while, we go for token listing. So from here, we go listing in the exchange where people, public can buy and sell the coin publicly already. So it's allowed, okay. And then from there, you actually can grow your community expansion because investors supporter, your project starts rolling and starts to move, then eventually people start to expand your money. You can share your potential project or your product to your public, and also from community growth. Obviously, after all this, if it's a high potential project, definitely we have a high returns, and there's no doubt from that. As we all know, all these Web2, Web3 projects that come to Launchpad, they themselves already have Web2 project ongoing. It's just that convert into Web3 where it's more convenient. You run away from taxes, right? From all the administration costs and etc. Also, you can actually have investors all around the world, right? Not only in just particular country. Yeah. So how GF Stacks comes to picture to work collaborate with UBX Exchange. So obviously, all right, number one, investment and funding. So basically GC Labs and Capital, they actually don't only incubate, they also invest and fund this project, right? Giving them a head start to build, right, to generate, to build even R&D, right, to look for potential. Then they also provide strategy support and ecosystem growth from their network, all right? So basically, GC Labs have a huge network, right? They can bring in the right people to the right space, the right working, so everything runs smoothly. This will increase your ecosystem, and also they have top tier developers and advisors from their network connection of people, right, to bring the correct people to help you to grow your business. So who is this GC Capital, yeah, we always say, wow, who is this almighty GC? All right. So basically, GC, all right, is a very, very nice and humble guy. All right. His full name is Jared Check. All right. He's head investment of M3 Town and the founder and managing partner at GC Capital. So he is actually previously for X Finance, all right. Also X Maxi. Both he is actually head of leading. So basically, it helps Web2 business to moving to Web3 and get them listed. And also NFT leading list. All right, he works hand in hand. And that point of time, he's in Binance. He actually generated almost 30 million sales to Binance and almost 800 new users, all right, to Binance at that point of time. Also, his ex-Maxi, all right, global listing. He actually helped to do listing for other projects to be get the token listed. Well, at the point of time, Maxi is just top 15. And when he left, Maxi at the time is already top 5 in the world. So he also an ex-private banker, all right. At age of 14, all right, he's really has been an entrepreneur all the way. If you guys want to know more about GC Lab, GC Capital, GC Jared Check itself, you can actually stay tuned at his podcast AMA. Ask me anything about GC, and you guys will find it very mesmerizing. Such a young age with such a mentality, definitely, all right, he's able to lead and bring all right very good potential projects into UBX exchange. So he's also a finance honor graduate, right? If I'm not mistaken, he's actually doing his master now also. His investment background, right? Okay, so basically, he was one of the top 500, all right, where he actually generated almost 60 million in trading when he's age of 21. Okay, he also early invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum, have already invested more than 100 over crypto projects, all right, 100 multi-million dollars USD volume, all right, in Binance, all right, as I mentioned, all of his visiting project at least worth hundred of millions. So basically, he has the capability to identify the potential projects, all right, and also to able to handle all this volume of USD projects. Then he works before with Amazon, all right, OKX, Bybit, BNB Chain, MetaMask, and other celebrities. So later you can check it out, all right. His portfolio. So basically, on the left is GC, on the right is James. All right, both of them are the partners of GC Capitals. So what GC Capitals do is they not only do the funding, so they provide early stage venture, and also they help to path the wave of this project. For example, when you're moving to Web3, definitely not everything is similar besides running the business. All right. So for example, like crowdfunding, normally when we want to crowdfund, we need to go for audit. All right, after audit, then you go for listing and etc. But then in Exchanger, there is less hassle. All right, and this do not restrict the investment from just locally, but also overseas. Right, but if for stock exchange, normally you trade among in the country. All right, so it gives us less volume. So let's say it's traded internationally, then definitely the volume is higher. So this is why Web3 is really break a lot of challenges that they are facing in Web2. So this is why there are more users, right, coming to Web3. And when user is there, definitely the business is built around the users, correct? So many people will come into the Web3 also bringing their business over. So this is where VC Capital stand ahead, all right, where they incubate all these potential projects coming into Web3 and incubate and get them listed in exchange. So this is why we are very lucky to have GC Capitals to help us to actually to bring in all these potential but which they are already successful in Web 2, but also, all right, definitely will repeat the same successful in Web 3 with the help and together collaboration with GC Capitals. So why GC Capital matters? Because number one, they have proven track records. All right, they are strong industry connection people. In one of the sharing that GC did, he showed almost 300 contacts just only from Binance, and he have vast connections from media to professionals to KL to higher management to etc. So definitely GC's, although he's at young age, but his experience and knowledge definitely exceed our expectation. Also, he has also have backing innovative projects which sustainable. So he himself already invested more than 100 plus projects, and each of them easily have given him a 2 to 3 times return. So what is the project that he actually ventured, and what is the proven past track record? So first of all right, at the age of 21, he is awarded for the top Fortune 500, basically top 500 traders in the world, where his ID is GRC, Jack 21. All right, he actually reached all-time high of 15.946 million. All right, so that makes him top 500. Furthermore, these are his top track record of trading with Shiba, Ghana, Stefan, right? Especially Shiba. When he started Shiba, Shiba was only 200,000 USD market cap, and all-time high now is already 52.1 billion. So just imagine from 200 USD, 200,000 USD went all the way to 52.1 billion market cap. So definitely you can estimate how much right is profit margin already. So other track record that he actually worked hand in hand with NFT, all right, listing with Cristiano Ronaldo, Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury, Frank Miller, Tony Cruz, and Jimmy Choo. And that point of time in Binance only he have already created sales more than 30 million USD to Binance and total user of 800,000 new users into Binance. So this is the accomplishment that he accomplished in Binance. And also, right, not only in Binance, he actually has expanded and also invested more than 100 over Web2 businesses, Web3 business. Only not only that, also in GameFi, AI, Bitcoin ecosystem, real world assets, level one and level two infrastructure, and etc. So these are the few that it's currently it's involved, especially Solvi, while listed a month ago, all right, in Binance, where they already made around 30 times profit from the early stage. So basically, what makes the difference between now in Web3 and Web2 when they're able to get the angel round pre-IPO is actually no difference. The concept is actually the same. It's just that whether you have the ability to get this opportunity or not. So at that point in time, you can say that Web3 now is actually a reshuffle where not only restrict to high net worth people, but also anyone can able to participate. So Web3 is more freedom of finance, I'll put it that way. So these are some of the 100 over projects that GC Capital has actually ventured in, right? From Amazon, for Lazy Digital, Bybit, all right, CoinMarketCap, all right, Godbit, Coinbase, and etc. This is some of the companies that he has actually partnered and actually worked together with for past 2 years. So how does GC Lab empowers the growth in UBX Exchange? So number one, all right, there's participation. So for all the crowdfunding that they did, they are actually paying 5% to 20% total raise capital in the exchange. Okay. After that, they also have a listing fee where you get listed, you'll be paying in USDT or their own token for the exchange. All right. From there, they can actually use as an incentive to user, or they actually can actually sell it. Oh, all right. When the product or the Web3 business that actually listed, all right, in the exchange, there is a trading volume. All right. When trading volume occurs, definitely there's transaction fee, which is 0.2%. So this 0.2% is actually a revenue to UBX exchange. So just imagine, for example, like Binance, Bybit, all right, a big gap they actually earn 0.2% for all the trading fees. So just imagine a total of 10 billion up to 33 billion transaction per day. So a 0.2%, all right, a minimum as 10 cent, all right, you are able to create multiple of millions of dollars daily. So this is the power of the transaction fee. But of course, UBX now being the first year, 1 year old, but they are expecting to hit this year's target of 2025, which is 3 million users. So this is this year's current target achievement. And also, UBX token will have the price going up because why? For all the Launchpad launched by UBX Exchange, definitely is required to have UBX token to participate. So without doubt, UBX token will increase the utility. Therefore, the demand is high. So when demand is high, definitely UBX token price will go up. Okay, so all Launchpad definitely required UBX token to participate. So just imagine, right, for fundraising of 10 project market cap at 500 million. If let's say by just 500 million only, we charge 5%, the exchanger are able to earn 25 millions from the fundraise. Right? Let's say if the 10% of 500 million is 50 million, 15% of 100 million is 75 million, or 20%, the highest cap, we are actually making 100 million just by helping them for fundraise. So just a recap. So how does Exchanger manage to get profit from the benefit of GC Capital? So obviously, once GC Labs launches high value projects into incubation, so they will generate millions of in fees from the participation. So from there, they will be getting then listed in our UBX exchange. All right. Once listed UBX exchange, definitely it boosts the liquidity and volume of the token and also the transaction in UBX exchange. So once UBX, once there is a lot of people participating in the launchpad, that creates the demand for UBX token. Hence, it will create the value of UBX token increase, and this will benefit our holders and investors. Okay. Not only that, all right, in future, once we have actually start trading the Launchpad listing coins, all right, once listed in other exchanger, this gives us an advantage where we participated early in the low price, and once it go even more exposure the potential of the project, definitely more and more people can enjoy. So when more people can enjoy, definitely the value, right, of that project goes up, and that is where we're able to generate profit also. So introducing our UBX Launchpad, all right. So how does actually Launchpad able to get the benefit? Okay, number one, we have early access of high quality projects. So basically, it's like a pre-IPO, all right, from traditional finance. So we get early access of high quality project, and we have a fair token allocation. This token allocation is fair. Everyone can have a look. Everyone can see how the token is distributed, not by hiding. So in traditional finance, you never know who and who is actually holding a percent of the share. But in this area, you can actually see a fair allocation. Who is holding how much? The owner, the public, all right, the management, and etc. So everything is actually fair and visible. All right, it has a security and high credibility. So this project is already checked, all right, and go through many checkings to make sure it is the actual project that is relaunching. And also this is integrated into UBX exchange. So this brings in a liquidity into UBX exchange also by and trading spot. So when trading is high, the revenue of trading fee is high. When revenue of trading is high, it also means that the burning mechanism is high. So when burning mechanism is high, it means we are burning our UBX token, all right? So UBX token supply is low, all right? And then hence creating demand, definitely UBX value of token will shoot up also. So this is the benefit of Launchpad. And it is a proven, all right, that there is a exchanger that using this way, which is called Big Gap. Big Gap also used the exactly same way, and within short period of 5 years, they are already top five in the world. And this year, UBX Exchange aiming to hit 3 million users, and all right, GC Labs has actually planned all right or project to bring at least 10 launchpad projects into UBX Exchange. So it is not easy, but achievable, and definitely with these 10 projects we are able to achieve around with 100 to 1,000 times profit. So this is just a comparison, all right, launchpad between other exchanges, all right, from Binance, Bybit, and OKX. You can notice that Binance now they are releasing less and less launchpad because why they are already stand out, they are already number one because they don't need to actually launchpad. By trading fee itself, they are able to sustain a profit every month, right? Millions of dollars. But normally Launchpad is started, all right, it helps to kickstart, all right, a lower tier exchanger, such as Gate.io, Maxi, Hotcoin, or UBX. So this is a stepping stone, all right, where we start to gather some fee to make some profit from listing and Launchpad, and then slowly to climb up the hierarchy, right? As you notice, even now, higher exchanges, they no longer have Launchpad, all right, because number one, they focus more in trading, all right, because trading is their main source of income already. So at this time of time, And also higher exchanges tier, they require even more requirement, such as token holders. All right, you need high token holders to launch your project, right? You need to have huge community members, huge user, then only you are able to list in their top tier exchange. So for now, like UBX exchange, we definitely will like to have more launchpad, so it will increase our users. And once even more users, then you actually benefits, all right, from our exchange. Okay, so this is some of the ideas that you can actually understand from Launchpad. So obviously you can see in comparison from Binance, Bybit, and OKX. So rating, all right, basically is checking of the company definitely is high, all right, because it is our reputation or goodwill is there. So definitely it has a very high rating. Investor access definitely open back to your own community, right? Because this is the first soup, the first taste of the soup. So definitely it gives back to the own community, right? Allocation model is transparent, right? Everyone can actually see, everyone can participate, right? There's no hidden, right? Also ecosystem support, all right? Definitely their own ecosystem itself. Security and trust definitely high because this is also, all right. In the end, it reflects back to the exchange itself. So how does it make, all right, fuse our 1,000 times token to UBEX token? So number one, all right, we are able to participate early, all right, the early part of the project, okay, where they launch in UBX. So definitely when they actually launch, we are able to get, all right, to ensure once the project is right, we are able to reap the profit. For example, like our one is Proof Mouse, where our second launch pad is coming, all right? This new Proof Mouse is actually backed by a travel company, all right? At this moment, we can't mention it out, the name. So this business is actually since Web 2, and now they are moving into Web 3. Why? All right, you'll be asking why people from Web 2 want to move to Web 3. Because number one, they're able to crowdfund, all right, because they are selling their shares, their token, all right, into the exchanger. So from there, public can buy and invest. So when that happen, you are actually pumping liquidity into company. So when the company has high liquidity, they are able to do more things. All right. So they have money from the public, they got more things. So they can actually build their businesses even bigger. So this is the ones of the reason why Web2 businesses want to move to Web3. Not only that, because in Web2 world, all right, to able to get listed is not easy. There is a lot of documentation, there's a lot of fulfill or requirements that given by the stock exchange. But in Web3, it is much easier to be listed. All right, this giving me higher opportunity to be listed in more crowdfund. Furthermore, if today I listed in New York Stock Exchange, I want to list in Hong Kong, I want to list in Japan, each exchanger have their own requirement, correct? But at least in UBX, as long as anyone that come to use UBX exchange, they are able to enjoy participating in my this project, regardless of country. Anyone has the internet can actually come and participate. So this does not restrict them for which country they gather or do the fundraising. So basically in Web3, it's actually globally, anyone can just come and participate as long as you have internet and which of the project is listing in the exchanger. So for example, like Proof now they're listing in UBX, then UBX have the privilege for joining earlier. And anyone want to join Proof Mouse, they have to come to UBX Exchange. So this also create, all right, where the benefits of UBX Exchange. And you know that all this launchpad, all right, requires UBX token to do stacking. So this is why this benefits, all right, all our investors that actually mining UBX token. This will create a huge demand. And also at a point of time when supply is low, demand is high, definitely UBX token price will go up. Right. So this is actually very important because as we all know now more and more people is coming into UBX exchange. So demand for UBX is definitely high. So this is another reason why the growth can actually go even higher. So all this launchpad that actually launched in UBX exchange, this improve the trading volume and liquidity. So when this happen, more and more user come and trade in UBX. This creates even more transaction fee. So it boosts the trading volume, transaction liquidity. That is why it also increases our burning mechanism in our token economics, in our UBX token. You know why? Because when there is a transaction trading going in UBX exchange, a part of the transaction fee will be used to do burning in our UBX token. All right. So not only that, also in our community rewards, also you need to buy quota to retrieve the community reward. There is also burning myself. But this point of here, they're actually meaning that the increase of trading volume. All right. So when volume increase, definitely 0.2% contributes to the burning and also contributes to the revenue to UBX exchange. So for UBX Launchpad, all right, what is the benefits for all users and early investors? Okay, so for early investors, as you all know now, total of EUSDT is only 103 million. Okay, only 103 million. Once it's no longer reproducing, all right, it's fixed. And this one and all this EUSDT can be used for our stacking, for our launchpad and new project. So for all the new members that just come and join UBX exchange that requires to buy, all right, EUSDT, they are required to buy from the upline or they can buy from their offline and online, all right, which is OTC, which is coming soon in more or less in 1 month time. Okay, so EUSDT is fixed, is limited, no one can get access, and there's no production, only available from our old and early investors. Okay, and also this EUSDT can be traded into our Nasdaq shares. All right, once our company listed in Nasdaq. Okay, so this is another benefits. All right, for our early investors. So do not worry if you do not want to keep your EUSDT or you don't want to stake it anymore. Patiently wait a while more. You can actually sell your EUSDT through OTC, all right, which is P2P, peers to peers, willing buyer, willing seller. Okay, so when they open, you can just start buying it already. Okay, so this is all right, for my presentation and sharing today. So as you all know now, all right, we are still having our proof now whitelist going on, all right, which is 50% UBX, 50% EUSD for able to participate in our proof now, which is our second launch pad, all right. And this proof now definitely you guys are very good venture because it's actually involving in traveling. So basically, as you know, Agoda Trip bookings, all these travel agency making a very good fortune, correct, in Web2. And the first coming into Web3, which is Proof Now. And this proof mount is doing a launchpad now in UBX Exchange, all right? And we are having our whitelist, all right, for 50% UBX and 50% EUSDT. You can participate in this whitelist. When the launching of proof mount token, you can actually go for and grab it. All right, it's only up to 2 million, first come, first serve. All right. So this is all for my today's sharing. All right, I hope you have benefits. All right, what is actually UBX, what is Launchpad, what is UBX Labs, okay? And how it actually benefits to all our users. So if you guys have any more questions or if you guys have any more questions or would like to know more about the whitelist promotion, kindly ask your introducer or leader. And if you guys want to listen any more podcasts, all right, you can join us every daily, 8 p.m., especially Friday. We have our AMA, Ask Me Anything, to our respective VIPs, all right, leaders from community, even, all right, all our higher managements. So thank you for staying tuned. All right, have a great day and thank you. My name is Victor. I'm signing out. Have a good night.